everybody, this is Ed from Smoking Chancho's Food Truck, and today we are going to be making a magnificent barbecue rub for your ribs, your porks, any kind of barbecue you are cooking. This rub right here is going to infuse that taste that you want on it. It's going to be a sweet with a little bit of heat. Of course, you're going to get your sweetness from the brown sugars, the white sugars, and then we're going to throw a little bit of heat in there with the paprikas. But I'll go through that all with you guys. So again, this is going to be your barbecue rub. I'm just going to help you make it, and I'm hoping you guys will enjoy these spices that we are making together here. So let's begin. So like any barbecue rubs, you're always going to have your brown sugar, sweet brown sugar. Don't you love that stuff? That's what's going to give you the sweetness of any kind of rub. Just like when you would make cookies or brownies or anything, you're going to use those sugars to just bring that flavor out. The flavor we're going to get later down the road here with the other spices. So we're going to do a 1/4 cup sweet brown sugar. That's how we say it. Next, we're going to use just regular white sugar. Same thing. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of white sugar. And I use the cane sugar, so it doesn't matter, but I always use the cane sugar. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of just regular black ground pepper. All right. Next, we'll use kosher salt. I like it to get a little bit thicker. I think it helps out the meat. You know, our meats always need, like steaks and your porks. They need that salt to bring out a little bit of that flavor. We just add a lot more to it. Okay. So again, we're going to use 3 tablespoons of kosher salt. Next, we're going to talk about our garlic powder. We're going to use 2 tablespoons garlic powder. Next, 2 tablespoons onion powder. And this is where we get our flavors from. These last 3 right here are going to help increase that sweetness and that taste that I like getting into my ribs. Like I said, this is pretty close to what I use on my truck when I make my ribs. So when everybody comes up to the truck and says, man, I don't know how you do it. How do you make it so smoky, and how do you make it so sweet and tender and juicy? Well, I'm giving you some of my secrets here. This is what I'll use to make that flavor. So again, you can take out what you don't like in the recipe, or you can put something else to enhance it to your taste buds. Again, this is going to be your spice rub, your barbecue rub, and all the spices we make. I would always say, if you don't like a taste of it, you got to find out what that taste is, take it out, and put something else in it. I've been doing it for a long time. I've done that in the years past, and that's just one of the things that you have to do when you create your spices. So next, the 3 spices that I like to incorporate in my barbecue rubs for the sweetness. We're going to start with our smoked paprika. You can use regular paprika. I use smoked paprika. I like to bring out that flavor, the smokiness in any way I can. Not only smoking the meats, but also in the rubs. That's going to give you the sweetness, the smokiness, and that's just going to help your meats, the flavor. And you want to be different than everybody. Everybody else's barbecue rub that they have out there, they'll use the paprika, they'll use the ground pepper and the sugars. But we want to incorporate other flavors to make ours different, and that's what gives you that better flavor that we're talking about. So there you go. Smoked paprika. We're going to use 2 to 3 tablespoons. Next, and I use this a lot in my seasonings, is the chipotle. It's got the smoked red jalapeno in there, so you're gonna get a little bit of heat out of this and your paprika. And I use about a 1/4 cup of this. So you'll go through a little bit of this on your rubs. And last, this is gonna help with the sweetness. Now I know we have the brown sugar and the white sugar, but this right here, you can find this in a lot of your stores. I got this from Amazon, I believe. It's an apple pie. That's what I use. Apple pie. It's a flavored sugar. So it's got a lot of that apple taste into it. I guess you could say it has a little bit of that cinnamon, but it's a little bit different. And when you get it, you'll be able to tell that. Just taste test it. I use probably around 3 to 4 tablespoons. That's where I get a lot of sweetness out of this rub here. And again, I'm going to show you how and when to put this on your meats. I don't put this on right away when I'm cooking. I usually do a little bit of barbecuing first. Then I'll put the seasonings on it because I don't want to burn my seasonings off the meat when I'm first starting it. And then we'll go into a different, but we'll talk about that a little bit later as we're as we're doing our meats and cooking them and smoking them. And you'll get the flavors. You don't want to lose the flavors. We're gonna keep the flavors in the meat. So we're gonna start mixing it now. Sweet brown sugar. All right. So there's your 1/4 cup of sweet brown sugar. Now we're gonna go 1/4 cup of regular white sugar, cane sugar preferably, but just white sugar. 2 tablespoons of your black pepper, a coarse black pepper. Then we're gonna go into our salt, just a kosher salt, a little thicker. It's gonna hang on to your meat a lot faster. It's not gonna burn off so quick. It's gonna enhance that flavor, that saltiness you need to it. So again, 2 to 3 tablespoons or a little bit more. Just depends on what your tastes are like. We're gonna go with our garlic, 2 tablespoons garlic powder. 2 tablespoons of onion powder. Yeehaw. Okay, smoked paprika, not regular paprika. You can see the difference. See how dark that is? That redness? You're gonna see that when we mix that up. It's gonna be beautiful. And here we go with our chipotle and smoked red jalapeno spice, okay? Look at that, beautiful. Yeah, yeah boy. And here we go with our apple pie. I'm gonna put this right up so you can see this. You put this spoon down. Look at that. Even the wording on the label looks beautiful. Isn't that pretty? So we're gonna put this in here. Again, 2 to 3. If you can't taste it with that, put a little bit more. There's no lost money on that. Let me tell you. Now we're gonna mix this up. Watch this. This is when the magic happens. Look at that. You can see that sugar. Sugar. Look at that. Now we're not going too much on the darkness. I mean, you got a lot of that. You have a lot of the white sugar, the thick salt you're seeing in there. You know, it looks beautiful. You know, you put that on your meat, it's gonna melt on your meat. But again, we'll go over how and when we put this on, so you don't lose those flavors and burn them off in the fire. Okay, on your grill. We're gonna go over the grilling and the smoking part of our meats. But look at that, it's beautiful. I mean, all these seasons are just awesome. So here we go. We mixed everything up. Next step is getting our ribs, our pulled porks, whatever meat you're gonna cook and barbecue. We'll go over when you should put this on your meats, the right times during the cooking process, so you don't burn away your flavors that you just created. Because these are easy spices you can burn off and you'll lose these flavors. So we'll get into that in our next video or two down the line. Again, this is Ed from Smoking Chanchos. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Let me see you, because I check my my YouTube every once in a while, and I want to get these numbers up. So I'm helping you out. You got to help me out, okay? All right. So check me out on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, Smoking Chanchos Food Truck, Lakeland, Florida. Check out my Instagram. Until next time, this is Chef Ed from Smoking Chanchos Food Truck, and I will say adios to you until next time. Yeah!